everyone and welcome to my channel, and today we will be talking about another Korean drama, a K-drama, and its name is Phantom Lawyer, and the direct name of the drama is 신이랑 법률사무소. I think that's how it is pronounced, I think. And you can guess from the title itself, Phantom Lawyer, it has some legal things going on in this drama, but rather than the legal aspect of this drama, I liked the superficial thing about this drama. So when I called the male lead's name, the lead of this drama, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, and when I explain the meaning about this man's name, you're gonna understand it more. Our male lead's name is Shin E-rang, and he is played by Yoo Yeon-suk. And Shin E-rang, the name itself means with God, with deity, with spirits. So you can understand it doesn't have only the legal aspect, but within there is some superficialness inside. There is some things going on with ghosts. If you like ghost stories, you're gonna like this one. And there's a real advantage because this man is a lawyer and he's a late bloomer. He hadn't had much success in his life because something happened in his family before, and he couldn't find any jobs because of this, because all of the bureaus, the law bureaus, wasn't accepting him because of this fact, because his father had a bad reputation. It's gonna spoil something if I talk about it more, so I'm gonna talk about it to this extent. So he hasn't found much luck in his job searching, so he has decided that from his mother's shop there's a deposit amount, and he had made an agreement with the man that had the deposit, and he was like, that is a lot of deposit, that is a lot of money. If you give me like 5 or 10% of this to help me start my own office as a lawyer, I'm gonna help you with all your legal things in the future. And of course he's gonna pay the full price of this thing, but deposits in general are a high amount. These are the things that are hard to pay. If you're renting a place, the rent isn't exactly the problem, mainly with Korea. The deposit rates are so high, so this is why he is talking about this man. So he opens up his own business, his own office, and in his office, of course, he's a lawyer, he's searching for work, but no one is coming because he has no connections. It is a job that needs several connections, ties between the groups, and you're gonna help one of your friends, and that friend is gonna recommend you to the other friend of theirs, and that friend is gonna recommend you to other friend of theirs. So there's a cycle, and he hasn't had find the luck to start this cycle, so he has no customers. So meanwhile, sitting in this office at night, of course it is a bit weird. Something is weird about this place. He's not feeling it right now, but he's gonna see why he's not feeling well about this place. Because I'm not gonna get into the religion aspect. I don't think it's my place. I just gonna talk about the ghosts. I'm not gonna talk about the religion aspect and why these things are happening, why he can see them, how he can see them. I'm not gonna talk about it. This is a dream. This is a K-drama. It is for entertainment purposes. And was I entertained? Yes, of course. So we're gonna talk about it. And because he's bored in this office and he feels like it's smelling a bit smelling a bit like an old place. It has to smell good. So meanwhile, like rummaging through the desk that it came with, the place came with some furnitures, and this desk was one of them. So meanwhile, rummaging through the desk, he finds an incense, and he brings it up and lights it, and boom, he faints. When he wakes up, he is face to face with a ghost, but he doesn't know who this man is. And the ghost itself don't know who they are. So it is a bit complicated. And the main thing is for you to help the ghost regain its memories, you have to recite its name, his or her name, and birth date, like full days, months, and year, all of them. So if you do these things, the memories are gonna come back, but sometimes it is a bit hard to remember right before they died. So it's a bit tricky about that situation. And what does a lawyer do? Think about it. He's a really lucky man. He is in a really advantageous situation because after knowing their names, he can get a case, he can fight for them, he can make up stories, not make up, it's not a lie. Figure out the stories that how they died and of course fight for them. And your customer as a lawyer can be dead because they have families, and you don't always do this kind of things for money. You want to help them in a bit of a sense, I think. And because our man, Shinirang, doesn't have any customers, he decides to help out this ghost. It starts out with a middle-aged man, but we don't know who this is, and the ghost itself doesn't know his name, birth date, or anything. So Shinirang has to help remember or figure out who he is without knowing any connections. It is a hard job. It is a hard job, but later we realize this place used to be a religious space, and these ghosts that he is seeing has been to there before, or their families have been there for them, for the ghosts to be at peace, how they're feeling, how they're gonna solve the situation. So that's how he's gonna know. But right now, this is his first customer, this is his first ghost that he's seeing, so he's not gonna know anything. He's trying a bit hard. This is a big office, but it is a really eerie space. It's a good space, and the only condition that he wanted an office was a view of the courthouse. And of course it does have that, so he has a bit of a motivation. After trying out to figure out who this man is, and after figuring out who this man is, everything is gonna be moving much faster. And there's not just one ghost throughout the series, it's a 16 episode series, and it's wrapped up recently. So of course it has several ghosts that he's gonna consult and help out with them. One of them is a middle-aged man, the first one is. Another one is a dancer K-pop trainee, a girl who was murdered on a terrace. And the other one is not a middle-aged man, like a man in his first 30s. Another one is a little boy. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of ghosts that he's gonna see. There's an older man, like in his 60s or 70s, and he even has dementia. So what I realized meanwhile watching this drama is, if you have a psychological situation or a physical situation before the the death itself happened, it's gonna remain the same. Even if you forget your memories, the man, for example, who had dementia still had dementia. He forgot some things still. Like, that was not changing at all. So some kind of habits are gonna stay the same within the person because some things are habitual. Like you do these things out of your routines, your habits, your life has always happened like that, and after your death your ghost is of course gonna act like it. So after knowing the name and the birthday, it's gonna move a lot faster, like I said, and it's gonna be so satisfactory because you're bringing truth to people and you're fighting for the truth because you know the truth. You're so sure about yourself and your client, and you're feeling like this man is telling the truth and I am telling the truth, and we are fighting against the liars. So this kind of aspect, being righteous about the thing and being knowing the right thing, knowing the truth, is gonna help him motivate more because he knows the truth. But of course, clients or customers, I don't know how you say the right terminology, I don't know about it. I'm just calling them clients or customers. Pardon my terminology, but I'm calling them that. They don't always tell the truth, right? So the other side, when they're in the courtroom, the other side is gonna have some shocking truths, and this side, the ghost side, Shinran, is gonna have some shocking truths as well because the ghosts don't want to tell everything about themselves as well. So even if you know the truth, you don't know everything about that ghost. So it's gonna be a bit tricky, but Shinran is gonna do his best and win those cases. And the first two of these cases, the opposing team's lawyer was Han Na-hyun, who is played by Lee So-young, and she's a really good actress as well. It was played by her, and she's gonna become a romantic interest in Irang's life, Shin Irang's life. So here I was a bit excited about that, but until the end there was those minimal romantic interactions between them, I think. He tried to confess, couldn't confess, tried to confess again, wasn't sure about his feelings, wasn't sure about her feelings, Han Na-hyun's feelings. So he was always a bit confused, but at the end, do you think he's gonna be able to confess and they're gonna be able to date or get married in real life? I don't know. And let me talk about the biggest thing that I liked about this drama. Yoo Yeon-seok. He's an actor. I have known him for a long time. I had watched his shows. I had watched his variety reality shows. I've seen this man on some works, but I didn't know his acting was that good. Being able to nail a role, a little boy, an elderly man, a girl in her teenager years, a middle-aged man, and a lot more. He had nailed all of these roles, and it is hard. It is hard. How are you gonna act in that situation? It is tricky, but he was the best. I just am so fascinated by his acting skills, and I was like, how is he able to act that good? And I am convinced that he is possessed by this ghost and acting like it. I was convinced the whole time. It wasn't like, of course, I know this is an actor and he is possessed by a ghost and he's acting like the person. It wasn't like that. I thought he was really possessed by the ghost. It was fascinating to watch his acting skills on the drama. I was really shocked and impressed by his skills, may I say. And that's it for today. I just like this drama and wanted you to tell you about it, share the experience I had with this Korean drama. It had wrapped up recently. If you like binge watching a series, you can go and do that. It has 16 episodes. It's not gonna be a hard watch, I think, because it is constantly moving forward. The story never stops. You're constantly moving, you're constantly interested in the storyline, so it wraps you up around his or her finger, its finger, and you're watching the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. I binge watched the whole thing. I loved it. And yeah, that's it for today, and I'm gonna see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, and if you wanna support me, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot to me, and thanks. I will see you guys next week. 신이랑 법률상사. 법률사무소.
신이랑 법률사무소.
법률사무소. 네?
신이랑 법률사무소.
사무소.
신이랑 법률사무소.
사무소.